Hey everybody, welcome back to the channel. I appreciate your time. Thank you for watching. Welcome to Guns and Gadgets, the premier source for Second Amendment news, and we have some huge breaking news for you right now. Before I jump into it, I want to thank the sponsor of the video, Blackout Coffee. As one of the owners, I think we have the best coffee, teas, and hot chocolates in the land. If you don't believe me, try me. I'll give you 10% off with code GNG10 when you head over to blackoutcoffee.com/GNG. Huge news has just been launched. We have a new lawsuit filing, and I figured I'd let you hear right from my friend, Adam Kraut, who is the Executive Director of Second Amendment Foundation. Adam, thank you for your time. I know you are super busy. I appreciate you.
Yeah, thanks for having me.
All right, so big lawsuit just filed. If I can do this without blowing up my screen. Before we get into that, for those who are unfamiliar with what Second Amendment Foundation is or might do, give us like a $3 intro so people can understand what y'all do.
Sure. So the Second Amendment Foundation was founded in 1974, and since then, its primary purpose at the time was to elevate a case to the Supreme Court. So through scholarly pursuits, public education, and eventually a whole ton of litigation, that's exactly what we have done. McDonald versus City of Chicago was a SAF lawsuit. It's the lawsuit that did follow Heller and opened the door to all the lawsuits you see today that sue states and local municipalities. We've been involved in over 260 cases since our inception, either as a plaintiff, as an amicus, or funding lawsuits behind the scenes. And right now we have 54 active lawsuits on the docket with more in the pipeline. So we got quite a bit going on.
Awesome, man. These guys are like the OGs of suing the government. How many years is coming? They got a big anniversary coming up. Tell everybody how many years you're going to be around.
Yeah. So next August will be our 50th anniversary. So we've been around for quite some time and done a lot in those 50 years, and we're looking forward to another successful 50.
That's awesome. Guys and gals, I always say support those who support you. Link has been down below the whole time we've been talking. Join Second Amendment Foundation. If you're already a member, then give a little more. All you have to do is give up a pizza for the year. That'll cover pretty much your cost the way food's skyrocketing. Adam, let's jump into this case. Just filed today. Give us a little bit about it. I'll try to put it on the screen without making everything go bonkers here. Let's do that version. There we go. Tell us about the lawsuit here.
Yeah, so the lawsuit filed today was in conjunction with a couple other organizations that you see listed in the caption there, and 7 individuals. And what we're doing in post-Bruen world, one of the things that Bruen did say was that shall issue permitting regimes are not entirely insulated from challenges. If you have really long delays or exorbitant fees and things like that, those would all potentially be subject to legal challenges. So in today's lawsuit, we did exactly that. LA County Sheriff's Department has been notorious for very long application times, exceeding a year, sometimes a year and a half. The local municipality that was sued in this instance, they're charging, by the time you're all said and done, about $1,000 to get a CCW. In addition, they have a psychological exam that you have to take, which is also costs money. And there's a bill that will be effective in California this coming January that places the entire amount of that evaluation on the individual themselves. And lastly, the state of California doesn't recognize other states' permits and does not allow for individuals to get non-resident permits. So in essence, it's challenging the permitting regime in a number of different facets, from delays, cost, and then those that aren't residents being able to find a way to carry in California when they go there.
Try to bring Bruen to California. It's a daunting task, huh?
Well, this is our 18th lawsuit that's active in California, so we got quite a few that are trying to get them to comply.
Awesome. So I love it anytime I see anybody sue the government, obviously, and to see some of my favorite people. I mean, Second Amendment Foundation is joining with GOF, GOC. This is a huge case. This is for old WWE fans, this is a slobber knocker. In addition to this this lawsuit, real quick, why should people focus on this? Like, we know there's that 6-7 states that do the same thing anytime they take a loss. Why should folks in those states pay attention to this?
So I think a lot of people, particularly if you browse the comment section, the comment is always just, well, just move out of California. And, there's a number of reasons that that's not practical for a lot of people. But in addition to that, the policies that are adopted in California often find their way outside the borders, both, at the state level. And then you look at some of the things that get proposed at the federal level, and whether they pass or not is a different story. But the idea is, it's a test bed for these ideas. And a lot of times they're implemented with success on the part of they're being implemented in that state. They migrate to other states. You have California, Oregon, Washington, and then on the East Coast, you get Massachusetts, New Jersey, New York, Rhode Island gets into the fray, Maryland. So, this stuff does get exported. And, eventually it could come to a state near you. So to just shrug your shoulders and say that, it's in California, who cares? Well, ultimately it can become a problem for everybody. And also, we want to make sure that all of our, citizens and fellow Americans have the ability to exercise their rights.
It's awesome, man. Seriously, guys and gals, if what he just said didn't make you understand why we need to support Second Amendment Foundation in their endeavors, I don't know what else is going to get you across that finish line, but I have a hope and a feeling that what we're about to transition into will do that. It was a huge victory that you scored Friday, correct? Why don't you tell folks about that lawsuit?
Yeah, so last August, I guess August of 2022, when I was kind of in between where I was and where I am, I agreed to take on a case for the Second Amendment Foundation. So there was an individual in West Virginia who filed a pro se complaint challenging the federal ban on handgun transfers to those under 21, between 18 to 20. So SAF took up that case. I'm one of the attorneys of record on it. The other one's John Bryan, who's down in West Virginia. And we, reworked their complaint and tailored it to fit with some of the other litigation going on, and challenged that whole prohibition on the transfer of handguns. And finally, after a number of months sitting on a motion for summary judgment, last Friday, late in the day, the judge released his order and opinion, and he found that, in fact, that is a violation of the Second Amendment. He found the statute itself to be unconstitutional facially, which means in every application, not just as to the plaintiffs. And he enjoined the defendants from enforcing it as to the plaintiffs and other similarly situated 18 to 20-year-olds. So a very massive win down there. Of course, West Virginia is in the Fourth Circuit. We do expect that the government will probably likely appeal it. I don't see how they don't. And this is the second 18 to 20-year-old case on this exact issue. The other one that we have going is Reese, which is currently up in the Fifth Circuit, where the district court just dismissed that complaint, finding that there was no cause of action there. So, comparing the two of them, this was a massive victory. And we're going, if we go up, we're going up on a win with a very good opinion.
Awesome. And a district, that district's pretty decent to work in as well, isn't it?
Yeah. Are you talking about the circuit court?
I'm sorry, the circuit. That's a district.
No, the Fourth Circuit's not the best circuit to be in by any stretch of the imagination. That's the circuit that decided Colby. Although they recently did have a panel decision that Maryland shall issue had brought against the handgun qualification license, and the Fourth Circuit in that case did say that no dice. So we'll see what happens with that one as well.
Cool. I'm hoping the momentum continues there. We need it. What is something if somebody's new into the game here and wanting to learn more about what SAF does, what's a direction you would send them? I know you guys just redid the website and they can pretty much learn everything there, but what would be your top bit of advice to a newbie?
Well, I would say the website's probably the best, as you mentioned. When we revamped the website, one of the things we did was we created individual case pages for all of our cases, which took quite a bit of time. But if you go check out the case page, there's a little bit of a narrative as to what that case specifically is about. There's a link to a docket, so if you are, in fact, interested in reading the pleadings and the briefing, you can find all of that right there. Otherwise, I would say just check us out on social media. You'll get dinged with our updates as to what's going on, wins, new lawsuits, and things like that.
Awesome. Guys and gals, Adam took a couple minutes out of his extremely busy schedule. I mean, they just launched a lawsuit, so I want to thank him for his time. Also, check it out. The link is in the description. It's been in the description of every video for the last year plus. Join and support Second Amendment Foundation in their endeavors to fight back against unconstitutional gun control. Adam, man, thank you so much for your time. I appreciate you.
Well, thanks for having me, and I appreciate all your support.
All right, man. Anything we can do for you in this end, you're always welcome. Guys and gals, until we see each other again, be safe, stay vigilant, carry a gun to keep you, your friends, your family, your community safe. It's on us. Never, ever, never, ever depend on the government to keep you safe. See y'all in the next one. Take care.